Hi, and welcome back to another AnyRPG Development Livestream. In these videos, I livestream the development of the AnyRPG Engine, a 100% free and open source role-playing game engine designed in Unity and written in C#. These videos are unscripted and give you a chance to take a behind-the-scenes look at the unfiltered, methodical side of software development. For more information on AnyRPG, be sure to check out AnyRPG.org, where you can find documentation on the engine, links to the full source code at the official GitHub repository, and downloadable versions of AnyRPG Alpha, a free game designed to showcase the features of the AnyRPG engine. If you would like to see more of this type of content in the future, be sure to like the videos, subscribe to the Cohesion YouTube channel, or just leave a message in the comments telling me what you'd like to see. In today's episode, we'll be continuing with the creation of customizable UI elements that we can change the color of. In the last episode, we did casting projectors. Actually, that one we did a while ago, I think 2 episodes ago. And in the last episode, we did the buttons. And now we want to go on and do the rest of the UI elements. So we need to basically have a way, like with the buttons, we had something called a highlight button, and the highlight button is a script that's on all of the buttons, and so it was easy enough to attach the color data to that one, but we don't have that for just like the other random various UI elements. So we're going to have to basically create some sort of script for those. So let's take a look at one of the prefabs in the engine here to see an example of that. So if we go to the contents here and the exit menu panel, there we go. So we've got this little orange line right here, and we'll need to make a color customizable version of that as well. So if we click on that line, we can see it is a line detail, and it's 376 by 22. So let's go to the line detail here, right click on it, show it in Explorer. Then we'll take the line detail and we will open it with GIMP. And now what we want to do basically, let's see, this is yeah, okay. The image is 376 by 22, so this line right here starts at 10 and goes down to 22, so it's 12, and the top space is going to be 10 then. So we'll just go to File, New, Image with a transparent background, 376 by 22. Okay, I gotta get, yeah, there we go, back to the layers. Okay, and I'll just create a new layer, and we'll call that colored layer, and the background is transparency, and then we'll go to image, guides, new guide. It's going to be a horizontal guide. We'll place it at 10 pixels. Then we'll draw a box around the bottom and fill it with white. And now we can save that as AnyRPG line detail. and then export it to the UI images and AnyRPG line detail, making sure to save the gamma. Great, so that gives us our detail line. Now the next thing we will need to do is put some sort of script on that item. So let's take a look at that, and if we look at this divider right here, then we want to import AnyRPG line detail and make a script on it. So let's call the script colored UI element. So we'll make that down in our engine scripts UI, create new C# script, colored UI element, open it up in hello, Visual Studio. What's going on here? Oh, okay, Unity is compiling. All right, open it up. There we go. Good. So we're just going to do using AnyRPG, and then namespace AnyRPG, put our class inside the namespace, and our colored UI element class has a, we're going to need Unity Engine UI there, and then it has, I don't know, do we need to serialize this or not? We might as well. So we'll serialize the image basically. So we want an image, and this is going to be the colored image. And in the start menu, we're just going to basically go if colored image is null, then colored image equals get component image. In fact, you know what? We don't even need this. We honestly, whoops, we don't need to serialize it. I mean, there's no need for that. This, we just want to be this really simple thing. We just drag it onto components. So then after that, we definitely don't need an update method. And if the system configuration manager.myInstance does not equal null and colored image does not equal null, then we will set the colored image dot color to system configuration manager dot myInstance dot, actually I want this to live in its own thing here, but let's just do my default UI color for now. We will make a different method for that, and it's, let's see, private public virtual public void set image color, and this is so that we can overwrite this in an inherited class. So what I want to do basically is I want the colored UI element to be a base class, and then I'll have like a colored divider line, colored whatever we want, and then we can override the image color when we add more color choices for different types of UI elements to the system configuration manager. So why don't we make start overrideable too? I don't think we'll do it, but it doesn't really hurt. So set image color. All right, good. So now we can override that if we need to. For now, we just have the one color though, so that's good enough. And then we need to make another class. So we will have colored detail line, colored divider line, I think. Because basically, like, that's pretty much all we use it for. So create new C# script, colored divider line, and using AnyRPG and namespace AnyRPG and then colored divider line is actually just going to be completely empty for now. And it just needs to inherit from colored UI element. We don't have extra colors, so there's nothing to override for now. But in the future, this gives us a script that if we want to just suddenly add a new color for all of the divider lines, then we can just do it right here in code and we don't have to mess with our UI. Okay, so now we've got the divider. We're going to switch that out. First we have to import it actually. So let's go to our engine. Where is it? Prefabs? No. Images, there. UI. And import new asset, AnyRPG line detail. And alpha is transparency. Apply there. And let's just look at the existing line detail settings. Yeah, okay, it is set to sprite 2D and UI. Okay, so we'll do that as well. So AnyRPG line detail is set to sprite 2D and UI. There we go. Yeah, okay. So then we can go to our divider here and swap that out with AnyRPG line detail. All right, good. And then we are going to add the colored divider line script. Okay, good. And then we can make a prefab out of that. So we'll put that in our engine, in our UI. We're going to name this colored divider and put in our UI prefabs directory. Okay, great. So now we've got a colored divider and we can basically go change that out anytime. So let's look for some other types of UI elements. So we've got in our contents here, the best example is, let's see, the system settings, main settings menu panel. This has pretty much every type of UI element. So what we can do here, actually, look, there's one right here, line alt. So we'll basically need something that looks like this in white. And this is, let's see, wide 1. So we'll click on wide 1, show in Explorer, right click on that, open with GIMP. Okay, and this image, let's see, is 512 by 256. Okay. So we'll make a new image, 512 by 256. Whoops, can I hit Control Z and undo that? No, okay. Let's see, okay, file, new, advanced options, background color, transparency, okay. You know what I kind of want to do? Let's see, if I go Control A, Control C, why do I have a paint bucket? And I guess it's because I'm on a paint bucket. If I go new layer, transparency, Control V, and then if I take my paint bucket and zoom in and just turn all that stuff white, cool, then I have like an exact copy of that, but in white, which is exactly what we want. So file, export as, no, file, save as, AnyRPG, I'm going to call this bottom left corner wide. I think it's a little more descriptive than just wide 1. And then export that into the UI images directory. And that's good. So then we need to make a new script. So we'll go down into our scripts directory here and colored divider line can get duplicated and changed to colored bottom left corner wide. And change to colored bottom left corner wide. Once again, we're going to leave this empty, but we might use that as an override at some point in the future. So then, let's see this disabled element here, caution. Oh, this is where one of those fonts that I'm not using is actually coming from. I'm just going to delete that because we're not using it. And then we can now swap out line alt with the thing we haven't imported yet. So let's import that. Going back to our images, UI, we can import new asset, bottom left corner wide, sprite 2D in UI, alpha is transparency, good. And then we can go to the line alt right here and change that to the thing we now properly have imported. Bottom left corner, whoops, not none. Bottom left corner wide, there. And, okay, just a second, I want to bring that back here. Interesting that width and height are just a little not exact values for some reason. Okay, I guess they were probably like that before I started messing with this. So that's okay. And then we want to add the component, the colored bottom left corner wide. Let's hit F to focus on this little line alt right here. And that's this one. So we can click on that and go Show in Explorer. And this is line detail alt 1. So we're going to open it with GIMP, convert it. If we just go File New, we'll get the exact same settings. Then if I go Control A, Control C, over here, Control V, paste there and there, and File, Save As, and then AnyRPG line detail alt 1, and then export that as well. And then go back into Unity. And let's see. Yeah, I think I'll make its own class for this. So this is going to be a colored line detail alt 1. Whoops. Right. was just, am I editing the right script? No, I see what happened. Unity opened it up Visual Basic and just put me on the old script. So we want colored line detail alt 1. Yeah, I don't understand that. What is it? It keeps going back to the old script. I actually have to like double click on this. Now it shows me the new one. Okay. Colored line detail alt 1. And then we can go import it. And set it to Sprite 2D and UI. No compression. And then we can go on to the line alt here. Change that to the AnyRPG line detail alt 1 and add the colored line detail alt 1 script. Hit F to focus on this next one. This is line detail alt 2. Click on line detail alt 2. Right click on it, show in Explorer. Go down to it, right click on it in Explorer. Open with GIMP. Allow it to convert. Control A, Control C, File, New, Advanced Options, Background Color Transparency, OK. Control V, Paint Bucket, click, 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 and click. And File, Save As. AnyRPG line detail alt 2. And File, Export as UI Images, AnyRPG line detail alt 2. Go back into Unity, go to the UI scripts. Where are we here? Engine, scripts, UI. Copy colored line detail alt 1. Whoops. Just close Visual Basic. Okay. Oh wow, that properly renamed it alt 2. Okay, good. Or Visual Studio, that's what I meant. Okay, and then so now we're in the proper file, colored line detail alt 2, and then go back into the UI images folder and import new asset, colored line detail alt 2, set it to Sprite 2D and UI, hit apply, compression to none, and then we can go back here, change that to AnyRPG line detail alt 2, add the colored line detail alt 2. Okay, that's better. So if we click F, we have a, oh, interesting, why is there a corner there? That's a bit of an odd place for a corner. I don't think that actually needs to be there. I think maybe actually that corner like used to be over here, sort of acting like the end of the, yeah, acting like a cap for that. Okay, that's probably where that originally came from. Okay, it's been rotated too. All right, so let's take that corner detail and right click on that, show in Explorer, go to corner detail, right click on that, open with GIMP, convert it, Control A, Control C, Control N, background to transparency, okay, Control V, paint bucket white, file, save as, AnyRPG corner detail, file export as, AnyRPG corner detail. Okay, and then go back into Unity, go into our UI images, import new asset, grab corner detail, change it into a sprite 2D in UI, set compression to none, and then we need to make a script for that. So we'll go back down into our UI scripts directory. We'll copy colored line detail. We'll rename it to colored corner detail. Double click on it to open it. Change the name up here. Control S to save. Wait for Unity to compile. Go back to the corner here where we found this. Change that to AnyRPG corner detail and add the colored corner detail script. Okay, good. So then let's see what else we need to change here. So if we look at this slider here, this is the fill area and this is the fill. And so that's just a regular color with a regular standard Unity UI sprite. So there's nothing special there, but the handle is this square solid thing. So that one's a little more interesting. So let's go take a look at that. We're going to show that one in Explorer. And open that one with GIMP. Allow it to convert. And let's see, we can go Control A, Control C, Control N, advanced options, set background to transparency, hit OK, Control V. Let's see what happens when we click the paint fill on this. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. So let's see, this thing basically, the border around it is 10 pixels everywhere. So we'll just delete this kind of, what's going on here? Nothing. If I click that, can I click, I can't highlight the background apparently. Control, no. What did that do? I think I just duplicated the whole image. Okay, let's discard those changes. This is the other image. This is our image. Okay, let's delete that layer. And then we're going to add some guides to this one. Horizontal at 10. The image is 256, so we'll add another guide at 246. And then same thing, add a guide on vertical 246, image, guides, new guide on the vertical at 10. Alright, good. And then add a new layer to the image, transparency, call it borders, click OK, make this little box, go down to the guides, selection, invert, click on the paint bucket, now we want a new layer, call it the, I don't know, fill, hit OK, pull that down below the borders, go to selection, choose none, and then we're going to grab a paintbrush. No, we're going to grab a gradient, and we're going to set our gradient to bilinear, and then we're going to pull it from like here to here. No, that is not, it's not what I was looking for. Let's see, I think, no, definitely not. Okay. Let's see, shaped spherical. No, I don't think that's it either. Maybe I'll just take a brush and increase the size of it and paint some sand dunes. That's interesting. I chose select none. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's not bad. That's about right. That's like pretty close to almost exactly what's going on in the other button. Perfect. So let's take this one now and file. What was the original one called again? It was called Square Solid. So file export as, no, file save as Square Solid, AnyRPG Square Solid, save, file export as UI images AnyRPG Square Solid, and then go back into Unity, and we need to import that. So looking in our engine images UI, import new asset, AnyRPG Square Solid, set it to Sprite 2D and UI, hit apply, go to none, hit apply. Okay, good. And then we need a script for it. So we'll change colored divider line. Change that to colored square solid. Double click on that to open it. Make a script for it, save it, wait for compiling to happen, and then go into the handle here, and what we're going to do, search for all handles at the same time, because this is going to apply to every single handle in here. Which apparently not all of them. Well, that's odd. Okay, so some of them don't have images apparently. Okay. Well, what's up with that handle? Oh, it's a vertical handle. Okay, so basically, and I don't know, is there a way, like, can I tell this thing that I want exact search? I guess not, huh? Yeah, so if you know how to do an exact search, leave me a note in the comments, because it doesn't seem intuitive there. It seems like it's like always partial search. So anyway, let's try grabbing all those handles again. But not that one. Or that one. Or that one. Or that one. Or that one. Okay. And we'll change these for AnyRPG Square Solid. And we will add the colored Square Solid component to all of them. Oh yeah. That looks pretty cool. Okay. I am happy with that. So then, like somewhere in here, we may have some other images, like corners and stuff. Okay. So let's search for corner. We already swapped out that corner detail. So we'll want to swap out the other corner details as well. No, not that one, I guess, or that one. Okay, good. So these can all be swapped out for AnyRPG corner detail. And we can add the any colored corner detail script to it. So let's figure out what's on these last three right here. We got these two and then this guy down there. Oh, no wonder it's a line detail. So I think line detail was divider line. Oh no, I called it AnyRPG line detail, but the script is colored divider line. Let's make a script called colored line detail as well, because that's just kind of confusing having different terminology there, I think. I've already confused myself by doing it, so colored line detail. Double click on that to open it. Colored line detail. Minimize that. All right. And now we've got a colored line detail. So we were looking at one of the corners here. Yeah, this guy right here, I think. So we can swap that out for AnyRPG line detail and add colored line detail. Good. And there was another corner script that wasn't the corner here. Okay, line detail. So colored line detail, AnyRPG line detail. All right, good. And I think there might have been one more. Let's see, we'll look through all of them. No, that's good. They're all white. Okay, awesome. So that's like almost everything. Let's just search here for image, and we'll set that to type. Doesn't really make a difference, I guess. And we'll just go down and make sure we don't see anything yellow colored here. At least not in the images. I mean, this yellow color is okay because it's the standard Unity UI sprite, and it's just a fill color. However, actually, you know what I just realized? When we, just a second. When we change our UI colors, if that stayed, orange, it wouldn't really match. So let's change that. So we need actually a script to add to all the fills. So we're just going to call this like colored fill, I suppose. And then we can open up colored fill. And let's just take a look at that. 219.132.0. So what we're going to do is just copy that and make sure that is the exact same color we have in here. It isn't. So actually, you know what? This is what I want right here. Yeah, let's do default fill color. So this is where we actually start adding more colors and overriding stuff, because this is a slightly different color. So this is going to be private color, default UI fill color, and then, oops, we'll make a property out of it, set it so that it matches our naming scheme, save that. And let's see, can I paste that? Yes, perfect. And then I'm going to apply that to the Game Manager prefab. Perfect. And then I am going to go into the fill color script, grabbing the colored UI element set image color and overriding it. Wow, that's really weird. My virtual is in kind of a weird place there. So I guess it works in both places. Public virtual void set image color. So this is going to be public override void. And, oops, lowercase o, override void. All right, and we're, right, I guess colored image needs to be protected. So go to the definition and make that a protected image. And then we're going to set that to the default UI fill color, and we're just going to intentionally override the base. Okay. That's good. Okay, good. And now I'm not going to affect the color of the fill on those UI elements. So let's go back into the main settings menu panel. And we're going to search for the name. And the name is fill. And it's all of these fills down here. We're going to add the colored fill component to them. And actually that's all we need to do. We don't even need to change the Unity UI sprite there. So that's good. All right, and then, oh, whoops, I actually still want to be in that thing. Right, so now what we want to do is we want to just search by type for image. And then let's keep on going down and making sure we don't have anything orange in the image box. Everything's, oh, we got a couple ones. Okay. So what is this normal line right here? We can change that to AnyRPG line detail and add the line detail script. Oh, you know what? This normal line and hardcore line aren't used. I don't use the game difficulty line at all. Like if you turn on the sound panel, you'll see that's actually still disabled. I'm just gonna delete it for now. I also don't use the show HUD line. Actually, we have a completely different way of dealing with that. And the tooltips line isn't used either. So we can get rid of that as well. And then turn off the panel. Yeah, that was on the sound panel, wasn't it? Yeah, totally doesn't make sense there. Okay. Back to the start. Image. Go down, just look for like any brief orange flashes. There's one right there. Okay. We've got a line alt, line detail alt 2. Yeah, that's good. Okay, we actually, yeah, we do need that. So alt 2, AnyRPG line detail alt 2, add component colored line detail alt 2. Okay, we've got another line alt, and that's line detail alt 1. Add component line detail alt 1. Okay. And keep on going down. This one is line detail. So swap that out for line detail. And add component line detail. Swap that out for line detail. And add component line detail. I have this feeling we're going to have multiples of these. See, we've got a bunch of high lines here. And they all use line detail. Okay, so, I mean, we can swap out all these ones anyway. Colored line detail. And line detail. Okay. Okay, wow, cool. I think we got everything there. So let's save. And what's another really easy target here? The other major panel was the character creator window, the character creator panel. Right, and that's in the contents. So character creator panel here, and let's just look at the images. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got a couple corners maybe, so change that out for corner detail. Add the component colored corner detail. Okay, cool. So like we only basically had one in there, it looks like. You know what I think would be good to do? I think it would be good basically to just go through like literally everything. Go through every single panel, hit the image type, and just look for orange flashes. Because it really doesn't take that long just to sort of scroll through this stuff real quick like that. And character panel. And let's see, character preview panel. Chest panel. Combat log panel. Confirm cancel cutscene panel. Here we go, we got a divider. So change that to line detail and add the line detail. Confirm cancel cutscene. Alright, and confirm delete game panel. And right here we've got a line detail. And add the colored line detail. And then let's see, confirm delete game, confirm destroy panel. Swap that out for line detail. Add the line detail component. Confirm destroy. Crafting panel. No flashes of orange there that I saw. Currency panel. Nothing there. Dialog panel. Nothing there. Exit menu panel. That was like the very first one we did just as a test. Exit to main menu panel. This one's got a line detail. And add colored line detail. Faction change panel. There we go. Another line detail. detail. And let's see what's next. Faction change. In-game main menu panel. And this stuff's all been changed. Interaction panel. No orange there. Keybind confirm panel. Ah, there's one. Okay. Change that out. AnyRPG line detail. Add component, colored line detail. And keybind confirm, which one is next? Load game panel. Search for image. Scroll down. Look for orange. There we go. Hey, this was that. Whoa, weird. So I saw some orange there. I definitely saw some orange there. Huh. Wow, and I can't revert the component either. So basically, this is button frame wide. So we can change that for AnyRPG frame wide. Apply to prefab load game button. Apply to prefab load game button. Okay. All right. Let's start from the top again. Images. Looking for anything that looks orange. Okay, that's good. So load game panel done. Let's go to loop panel. Look for orange images. I don't see anything. Main map panel, nothing there. Main settings menu panel. This is the one we just went through, but just for the sake of being thorough, just looking for orange flashes. Absolutely nothing. Main minimap. Nothing there. Name change panel. Oh, there we go. I think we got one. Divider. Perfect. So, line detail. Swap with AnyRPG line detail. Choose colored line detail as the component. Where are we here? Name change panel. Okay, so new game panel. We've got a divider line there. Change that out for AnyRPG line detail. Add the line detail component. That looks good. Player death panel. Got a divider in here. Swap that out for line detail. Add the colored line detail component. Play menu panel. Nothing there that's orange. Quest details area. Nothing orange there. Quest giver panel. Nothing orange there. Quest log panel. orange there. Quest tracker panel. Nothing orange there. Reputation book panel. Nothing orange there. Skill book panel. Everything looks white there. Skill trainer panel. All white there. System bar. All white there. Vendor panel. Nothing orange on that one. And XP bar panel. Nothing orange there. Okay, cool. So basically, we just got rid of every orange element from all of the game panels. So I think it's time to do a check again and see like if we have any more references left hanging around to that other UI. So we'll grab all 4 of our scenes here that we're going to be exporting in the package. Right click on those, select dependencies, let Unity do its thing and go find those. Should be done pretty quick. There we go. Right click on those, export package, uncheck the select dependencies box. Okay. We still have a few of them. That's okay though. We can just keep looking, try to see if we can find them. We might actually have some like in like our game manager. So let's open up our game manager, search for type image, because in a couple cases, like most of the time, all of our elements are inside of panels, but there were some customized times when I actually unpacked the entire panel prefab pretty much. And so some of our UI elements here have unpacked panels. So when I went through all the panel controllers and I got rid of all the other images from them, I may, like that may not have gotten rid of some of the stuff here directly in the game manager. So we'll just look through all this stuff, see basically if we see any orange. I guess I can just keep that held down. The refresh on that's pretty fast, and it's pretty obvious if there's like a bright orange flash. It looks a lot different than the white stuff here. And I don't, nope, nothing there. Oh, whoa, there we go. Yeah, okay. Here we are. Let's take a look at that. Huh. In-game main menu window. Of course, we have corners on that window frame. This is a special window frame. Actually, let's go take a look at it. This is the no title auto resize window, and this one has frames on it. So line detail alt 1, component, line detail alt 1. Then for this one, we want line detail alt 2. And line detail alt 2. Then for this one, we want corner detail. And corner, colored corner detail. And then let's see, yeah, then we just have this corners holder and frame here. Okay, good. All right, so now we've got all those. So now if I just hit image again and then scroll down, we'll find where we were on the list there. And let's just keep looking. Okay, and where is this one? This one is inside of the main menu window, which actually, oh, this is a no title bottom left frame. I think that's a slightly different one than the one we just edited. Yeah, okay. So we've got a corner detail there. And a colored corner detail there. This one is a line detail alt 2. And a line detail alt 2. This one is a line detail alt 1. And then we'll add the component line detail alt 1. Okay, let's just keep looking through this. Basically, we have 3 BTN exits here, and those are just those aren't actually exit buttons, those are just like sample buttons. Okay. So, good. These are all the right color now. So then if we go back to that corner and we type image up here again, scroll down, then we're basically back to where we were on our list. Okay. I'm just going to keep going, and then I kind of want to go up and look at that fill. What is that fill on? The loading bar. Loading highlight, okay. Basically, yeah, I guess we need to make a version of that too. And if I go to this loading highlight, show in Explorer, loading highlight, open with GIMP. Okay, so I think, let's see, we can just, I want an XCF version of this, so Control A, Control C, Control N, transparency, okay, Control V, file, save as, AnyRPG loading highlight.xcf. and then export that as AnyRPG loading highlight.png. And then we want to go into our engine, images, UI, import new asset, loading highlight, change that to sprite 2D and UI, hit apply, set compression to none. Okay, good. And then if we go back into the game manager, type in image and look at this highlight right here and change that for the AnyRPG loading highlight. Alright, and that I think should get rid of maybe the rest of the images. Let's find out here. So going back, I think honestly, I think all we need, you know what? No, we'll grab everything. So once again, example load game manager, example default scene, example cut scene, example combat scene, main menu, and character creator, and then select dependencies. Okay, right click on that, export package, uncheck include dependencies. Okay, that's not bad. We're doing a lot better now. We've just got the UI click, one more of these button frame wide designs, and somehow these two fonts still. So that's interesting about the fonts. I think, do we have an audio? We've got an audio manager here as like its own thing. And the UI click sound, we're just going to set that to none because that came from a third-party asset. Apply that to the game manager. And then these two fonts here, I want to see if we've got any references to them in our scene. Great, it's one of those. That's really not very helpful. If I had to guess, I'd say they'd be somewhere in the main settings menu window. Or the main settings menu panel. So let's try to find references to those in the scene, and there are none. That's interesting though, because like I don't think I used Lado anywhere else. Okay. Well, I guess we can just figure out which scene has them. So we're going to go select dependencies on the example load game manager, and then see if it has any dependencies to that stuff. So export package, uncheck include dependencies. Yeah, okay, so it's definitely the game manager that has these references somehow. I guess the real question is, where are they hiding? So let's try, I don't know, just searching the current scene. Maybe I hit file save, maybe that fixes something, maybe not. Let's see, if we go, we've got this wide design too. So let's try to find references in the scene. And that's kind of useless. It obviously doesn't exist on all of these things. There's just no way. So, like basically one of these windows, some window has a button on it. Okay. And where the font comes from, I have no idea either, because like if I go into fonts here and I ask it to find references in my example load game manager, it just tells me everything uses it, but that's like clearly not correct. So how does an ability bar get a reference to a font that like nothing uses? Because the only thing that the ability bar can possibly reference, let's see, these are Liberation Sands. The only thing it could possibly, like, yeah, I totally don't understand that at all. Because if we open up the action buttons, the action button was the only thing that the ability bar had references to. And if we look at the action button, like we just clearly see that there's no Lato font being used here anywhere, like anywhere at all. So why does every single action button show up when we ask it to find a reference to that font? No idea. Wow, I don't know what to do about that. Okay. Well, it's time to play Hunt for the Hidden Reference again. So let's see. I guess we can start in the UI frames and just go through this frame by frame, looking for the image type and just looking for orange stuff. Bank windows. Character creator windows. More character creator window variants. Character panel stuff. chest window stuff. Closable window stuff. Combat log window stuff. More combat log window stuff. Confirm cancel cutscene menu window stuff. Confirm delete game window stuff. Confirm destroy menu window stuff. Confirm new game menu. Crafting window. Currency window. Dialog window. Exit menu window. Exit menu window 2. Exit menu window 3. Faction change window. Framed window. Frameless window. Graphic menu window. In-game main menu window. Ooh, what's this? Hey, look at that. In-game main menu window. Cool, we found some more stuff. However, here's the weird thing. We didn't have references to corners, which technically means in-game main menu window is not used at all. But interestingly enough, it does have wide design too. I don't know why. Okay, so BTN exits have wide design too. I know for a fact that this isn't used because of the fact in-game main menu window. Let's look at that, and if we go find references in scene, probably get nothing, right? Yeah, okay. And because if we look at it's going to be in the system under the main menu, we have this main menu window, which has the new corners, and if we open that up, it's actually no title bottom left frame. It's not that other one. So we can remove the in-game main menu window because that's just going to confuse us having that hanging around. Okay, so next up, the interaction window. The keybind confirm window. The keybind menu window. The load game window variant. Wow, which is actually the character creator window variant. Okay. The loot window variant. The main map window. Which is a closable window, which doesn't have any buttons in it. The main menu window, which is all the newer stuff. The main settings menu window. The name change window. The no title. auto resize window. Ah, look at that. There's a missed button there. So this is supposed to be AnyRPG button frame wide right here. Okay. Let's just double check that these are all white and not orange. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, cool. So that was one down. Which one was that again? No title auto resize. I think that was a main menu window. No, that was no title bottom left frame. And I think we already looked through no title bottom left frame. Yeah, we did. No title bottom left frame for button. Oh. But you know what? Because we didn't have corners on there, right? This is an old one that I don't use anymore. I know I don't use it anymore because I wasn't catching references to corner details and line details alt 1 and 2. We actually replace the no title bottom left frame for button with a no title bottom left frame that is expandable to any number of buttons, which is a lot better. So we can actually delete that safely. And let's go take a look around inside the paged window. Player options menu variant. Play menu window. Quest giver window. Quest log window. Quest tracker window. Reputation book window. Skill book window. Skill trainer window. Sound menu window. System menu window. And vendor window. Okay. So let's go to file save. I don't know if that's actually going to save anything, but I found with Unity you cannot hit save too many times, really. Let's go to our example load game manager. Select dependencies. I still don't know where we're getting those fonts from, but we can keep checking. So now we can export package. Okay, cool. Now we have just the fonts. So let's do hold down Control, grab all 4 of our example scenes, and then the 2 engine scenes. Right click on all of those, select dependencies. And let's see, all right, 1032, export package, uncheck include dependencies. Okay, now we're rocking. We don't have any more references to the old orange buttons. The only thing we have references to is these fonts, which I still don't understand because I don't think we're using them anywhere. Let's just keep on looking down here. We have all our own icons, all of our own UI elements, all of our own materials, all of our own textures, all the prefabs. We own all that stuff. Then we have our scenes, all our scripts, our camera, our character, our game manager, our interactables, our shapes, our unit spawners. Then we have all the scriptable objects, our 4 example scenes. That's everything out of the engine, and then we've got some standard assets, which is great. These are all like standard assets. They're redistributable. Liberation is redistributable. You know what? I'm wondering if I look for this TMP SDF shader, because these are SDFs and this is SDF. I think if I find this, honestly, I think I'm going to find those. Liberation Sans is fine because it's a public domain thing. And then I still got to figure out that standard double-sided shader thing. Because basically, yeah, I'll go do that later, basically. Okay, but for now, other than that, we have the huge mocap library, and that's pretty much it. So, okay, I want to try to find all dependencies for TMP underscore SDF. Yeah, this guy right here. And of course, nothing. Okay. Can I find references to him in the scene? Yeah, everywhere. Sure. Like, I believe that. Okay. Well then, totally not very helpful. Okay, so what's the best way to do this going to be? Really, I have no idea. I mean, this is the same sort of like treasure hunt as we had before. I think so. The best thing to do every time I have to go on one of these treasure hunts, it usually ends up being quicker to just like look through every single prefab I own rather than trying to follow these references around in circles here. So, what's the most likely spot? The most likely spot. Let's go to the main menu. Wow, yeah, no, that's got like literally nothing in it. It's not that, okay. The most likely spot is definitely the player settings menu. Because the player settings menu is like the only thing, like Text Mesh Pro is only used for Text Mesh Pro stuff, which originally came from the settings menu. So like if it's gonna be anywhere, it's gonna be here. I removed all the Text Mesh Pro stuff though, so it might be, it might be something that I'm not using. So let's just literally look through like everything here. I wonder if it's like these old mesh filters. If it's like one of those hidden reference things or something. Because like I know for a fact, what's this? No, that's fine. Okay, well let's just basically go down. If I type in text here and then just remove all the mesh filters, because this stuff basically, like, it all used to be Text Mesh Pro text, and I may make it back into that at some point. But for now, I suspect it may be causing some sort of like hidden reference. Okay, well that's good. No more mesh filters. Everything here is Liberation Sans. So we'll just keep, I don't know, just keep removing these and hope that that works. Because unfortunately, hoping things work is really all we can do right now, because Unity does not make it obvious at all which things actually contain references to what. It gives you just like this horrendous list of stuff to sort through. So we'll just keep on looking. close. And we're getting near to the bottom of the list. And we still haven't found any direct references. So just keep on removing stuff. And hopefully when we're done removing all these mesh filters, like, we don't have any more references. Okay. So font doesn't come up with anything. Text comes up with everything Liberation Sans. Everything Liberation Sans. Okay. So that is the main settings menu panel, and let's try selecting dependencies again. For example, load game manager, because I really can't think of where else those things could possibly be. So let's try export package, uncheck include. Yeah, no such luck. So we've still got hidden references to that stuff somewhere. Okay. TMP underscore SDF. I'm going to go into the example load game manager scene. Back to TMP underscore SDF. We select dependencies. Of course, nothing happens because why would it? That would just make things easy for us. So we'll find references in scene, and we'll get a whole pile of really dumb and useless results telling us that everything is a reference when it's clearly not. And if we follow any of this stuff, of course, we're not going to find anything. So back to the treasure hunt. Let's see, what kind of stuff? What about contents? What about a character creator panel? I don't think. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. These mesh filters here, I don't know if it's these mesh filters, and unfortunately, there's no way to tell until we go through and remove all of them. I guess what I can do is I can just select things one at a time, watching for mesh filters to disappear. And if they don't, then thing on the page that has them. Although at this point, like, I still really don't know if that's even the cause. Because when we look at all this text, it all says Liberation Sans, and we don't have any Text Mesh Pro stuff in here, like anywhere at all. Let's see, what else could we possibly do to try to track down these hidden references? I guess, let's see. If I open this up, this has some text. The text has a mesh filter. So let's just try something. Let's go into here and find references in the scene. Nothing. Yeah, okay. So I honestly, I don't think it's actually that text filter thing at this point. Don't know what it could be, though. And unfortunately, like, I can't just search for, like, by type here. This is a name-only search over on this side here. I can only search by type if I actually have a scene. Okay, so TMP underscore SDF is what? It's a shader, right? Yeah. So if I look in the example load game manager, and I go for type and I go shader, we've got no shaders in here. What's something that we know has a shader on it so we can try to figure out maybe how to go backwards from this TMP SDF thing somehow? What's got a shader on it? Our prefabs have shaders on it, I guess. So if we go into our example prefabs and I look at my shapes and I open that up and I type in shader, then it absolutely fails miserably, because why would it work? Of course not. So I guess we've got a material. Material has a shader, but apparently we cannot type in shader here. So I guess that's not going to be a useful way of trying to find those hidden references anywhere. Where else could they possibly be? Let's see. What about our loading canvas? That was like the only other thing. Oh, look at that. Ha! Text Mesh Pro. There it is. Wow. So, like, how useless is that? That Unity didn't just point us directly to this when we asked it to find all references in the scene. It's both of these things right here. Okay. Well, that makes things easy. So, finally, we can add some text after we remove Text Mesh Pro. Let's actually activate the loading canvas, hit F, check our loading text here, and make some duplicate loading text, remove the text mesh pro from it, add text, put the word loading in it. This is going to be Liberation Sands to match everything else. The color is going to be white. We have to increase the font size, I guess. And okay. So apparently the color doesn't want to be white even though we're asking it to be white. What happens if I turn it to green? Does it like ignore that too? Apparently it can just be whatever color it wants. So let's put this one over here to match that. And I don't get it. Why is it black? Okay. Apparently it's black because it wasn't added to the original prefab. That's news to me. Didn't know you had to do that to get it not black. Yeah, that's fine for now, whatever. Okay, and we can get rid of the original loading text then. Delete that. Fine, open prefab. Activate that. So this loading text still looks really funny. It just looks really weird. Okay. You know what I think maybe why? Because we haven't added an outline to it, and I do tend to add an outline to all that stuff. So then we'll get rid of the text mesh pro on that loading text. We'll take this text, we'll move it on to the other loading text. Oh, okay, I guess then we need to add the outline on this one. Okay. All right. I guess that's good. And then finished loading text. Press any key to continue. And we will finish loading text. Let's see, where's that? Right there. Okay, so we're going to duplicate that. Remove the text mesh pro. Add a text. Copy in that. Set the font to Liberation Sans. Whoa, what happened there? I guess Unity closed the window on us. Set the font to Liberation Sans. Increase the font size till we're about the same. And then go back into the Text Mesh Pro. Remove the text. drag that up to the finished loading text. Delete that. Go in here, add an outline. It just looks terrible. Like really bad. Like I'm just going to increase the size of that a little bit because it looks so terrible. Okay. So we want to uncheck that. Then we want to deactivate that. Then pop out of the game manager. Whoops. File, save. I don't know if we can like right click on that and go revert. Yeah, perfect. Okay, perfect. That actually does work. Good. So then we'll save our example game manager, right click on it and choose select dependencies again. $498 objects. I think we had 500 something last time, so let's hit the export package button. Uncheck include dependencies. Wow, yeah. The very top line is our engine. Rocking. Now, everything comes out of the examples folder. We only have the Liberation font and the Open Sans fonts from the standard assets in the Text Mesh Pro package, which is awesome. Because this is a public domain, just to keep the directories a little neater, I think I'm actually going to move this Liberation Sans right on. And look what else. Standard double-sided went away too. Cool. So all we have to do is move Liberation Sans into the fonts directory, and in the engine I will make a new folder for that, call it fonts, Liberation Sans. What is this? OFL. Okay, cool. As long as they're not sold by themselves, yeah, perfect. So basically, we'll just copy that in there. Just keep the license with it. Alright, and now when we perform the export next time, we won't have to pull in this whole Text Mesh Pro directory, so things are just going to be a lot cleaner. We'll have AnyRPG, standard assets, UMA, the huge mocap library stuff. I need to actually move that. You know what? Now is a really good time to demonstrate why I haven't moved it so far. Watch it actually work this time. I doubt it, but let's see. I gotta close down the huge mocap library, take that, grab it right there, pull it over into the animations directory. Now let's see what happens here. Spinning wheel, spinning wheel. All right, nothing's happening yet. Wow, that wheel is spinning for a long time. I mean, yeah, there's 3 gigs of stuff to move in there. More, like 3.5. Still spinning wheel. Still spinning wheel. Wow. I have no idea how long this wheel is going to sit here and spin for. Let's see what's happening in our task manager. Unity editor is constantly increasing in memory, but with like almost no CPU usage. Well, let's see, there's like 3 gigs of stuff, right? And unfortunately, our scale here kind of sucks, but maybe that means when we watch it go up by a full 2 gigs, what are these things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bars. Okay, so 2 gigs off of 16 is, I don't know how many bars because I just can't do math right now. Still chewing up memory, jumped up to 4 gigs of RAM now. Alright, still chewing up memory. Honestly, it should be able to read this stuff a lot quicker. It's like it's grabbing stuff that's sitting on an SSD drive that can literally read at like 500 megs per second or something like that. Oh, what happened? Did it work? Did it? Oh, whoa. Yo. Whoa, did it actually work? Did it prove me wrong and work today? That would be awesome. I would actually be really happy if it did. Wow, it did. I've literally I've tried it like 5 times, and this is the first time it's ever actually successfully moved. Every other time it claimed like files were locked or something like that. So that's good because that means we'll successfully be getting that stuff from the used external content directory, and it'll be inside of the AnyRPG subfolder, which is what we want because that just means one less directory in our root messing up our export package. So rad, very, very, very cool. Now we have this black.png, and I think, where is it? There. Okay. let's just look at that. Desert City pack, huh? Weird. And this is just like literally, it's just black, right? And if we go select dependencies, of course, we don't get anything. It's not going to let us know. It's not going to let us know. What's this? Import FBX errors. Couldn't read file. Can I hit clear? Does that go away? Okay. If I go find references in scene, what's it going to tell me? Oh, yay, this again. The treasure hunt, my favorite. Everything uses black, nothing uses black. You get to go search again all over the place. I have a feeling that this black is actually used in a material. Let's see if I can find it. Materials, basic colors, AnyRPG black material unlit. Nope. AnyRPG, wow, okay. Yeah, okay, so I like honestly I have no idea where that black thing is coming from. What else could wait if I oh, there you are. The fall off is black on the casting light projector. Wow, what a fluke that I found that. So this is like what? It's a 64 by 64 black PNG. Okay, sure. File new. 64 by 64. Make it white. Swap that around. Make sure this is 00000 everything. Make it black. File. Save as. AnyRPG black. Save. File. Export as. AnyRPG UI images. AnyRPG black. Export. Sure. And then go into the engine. Images. UI. Import new asset, AnyRPG black. I think we can literally just keep it like that, and then we can go to, let's see, the casting light projector, and then grab AnyRPG black, drag it over there, click on that, and we get AnyRPG black. Okay, file, save. Let us jump into the game, and we'll just make sure the cast targeting projector is still working. Oh, interesting. Okay, so wow, that's so strange. So basically, like I'm seeing orange here, and that shouldn't be happening because we don't have any dependencies on these orange things anymore. So that's a little odd. Anyway, let's go to load game, and okay, that's a little strange too. I'm still seeing a whole pile of orange there, but if we were selecting the dependencies of everything, how was it orange? Okay, well, we just came in here to really just test the casting projector. So healing circle works, fireworks. Okay, good. That's really all we wanted to test. So that's good. And I think I fixed everybody's nameplates here too. Cool. All right, good. So we can jump out of the game. And let's see. Let's open this up. Go to our scenes, select all our scenes. I really don't get how we had orange highlight lines in there. Because we're gonna go through and we're gonna select all of this stuff. And then into the engine. And all of this stuff. And then right click on that and go select dependencies. Hmm, 1025 objects. Interesting. So what happens now if I go export package? And I uncheck select dependencies. Okay, well that's good. At least the animations in UMA are at the top. The Liberation Sands properly coming out of our engine. All our prefab scenes and scripts are okay. Examples is there. Good. We have just the standard assets. UMA. Huh. We still have this standard double-sided shader coming out of the mushroom house for some reason. Huh. Okay, well, I guess I can go look at that sometime. But where is that? You know what? I think I know exactly where that is. Let's actually just go check that right now. That's in our shapes. No, it's in our materials. And it's actually going to be, I think, the blue material transparent. And my shader is standard. And if I look at the red, there, standard double-sided. Okay, this makes no sense at all. Standard double-sided. I have two of them. Actually, I think this does make a little bit of sense. Okay. Basically, the mushroom house went and dragged in a Unity standard asset shader into its package right there. That is what they did. Rather than doing the right thing and including this standard double-sided shader as part of the standard assets directory. They included it there. That's why there was 2 of them on the list. So, what is this mushroom house anyway? Huh, that's kind of cool looking. Of course, I think it's broken now because I think the leaves actually... How do I... There's no way to like rotate this thing so it's straight up and down, is there? That's really awkward. This little window here, it needs like leftmost to orbit and middlemost to pan or something. It's really like you can't get the straight on view. Okay, anyway, if I wanted to fix that, all I would have to do is just change the leaves on all the trees. I'm not using those right now anyway. Okay, so now I bet you if I go in and I look, where am I here? My materials again, and I look at my red material transparent. There we go. Now I can choose standard double-sided. I only have one standard double-sided. That makes sense. I was always wondering how I could have 2 boxes checked. I guess you're allowed to have duplicate shaders or something. So now that that's working, let me just right, my black material transparent. I guess I need to fix that as well. Standard double-sided, and let's go see if we have any other. Yeah, cool. Actually, you know what I kind of want? I kind of want all of the transparent ones to be standard double-sided. Basically, if you walk inside any transparent material, you should be able to see sort of out through the inside of it as well. So that's good. Now, I'm still like really confused how in my main menu I managed to have orange things when none of our dependency selection grabs those orange images. I want to try to figure that out. So, there's like nothing here at all. Like our main menu, the scene, that's it. There's nothing. So, like if we go into, say for example, our example load game manager here, and we go into the UI, interactable UI, player UI, and those were, I think in the, no, system menu UI, and main menu canvas, main menu window, corners. See, these are white. As are all these. So what does our game think it's doing trying to load orange ones? Oh wait. Ha ha ha. I bet it doesn't. These are line details, I think. Yeah, of course. Oh man, that's so silly. It's doing exactly what it should. I betcha. Let's scroll that out, go to the scene, click on this element. I bet you we find that this is a line detail doing exactly what it is supposed to be doing, and that's grabbing the yellow color. Oh man, okay. No, I'm gonna have to click like 300,000 times. Okay, no, corner maybe. There. One of these. Which one is it? There. You. Ha! It is doing exactly what it's supposed to. I was like searching like why is it yellow? Because it's supposed to be. My script is working. That's exactly what it means. It means that the script has gone and set any RPG corner detail to yellow. Rad. Okay. And same thing here, AnyRPG line detail alt 1, it went and set it to yellow. Okay, well that's very, very encouraging. Basically that means we're doing exactly what we should be. The buttons aren't getting set, but I think I'm going to fix that when I do some cleanup. So there's a couple issues. Actually, let's just jump in and I'll just demonstrate them really quickly. We'll have to do some cleanup in the next episode. Just a tiny little bit of cleanup before we can export this thing. So if we go to play and load game, well, actually, no, that's kind of working too. Those are probably all orange. We're changing the highlight lines, but not the actual buttons. So yeah, mark that for fixing. But let's go in there. I can tweak all that stuff next time. What did I want to demonstrate here? Healing. Oh, there. Yes, arm wavy. Okay. So all the spells basically, like if we go healing circle, he's just doing like this like generic arm waving, right? And if we go, what's an example one? Do we have an example port icon? Port, yeah, there. Same thing, basically just like arm waving, right? And then if we go into the combat zone, let's just wander over to the combat zone, right? And we look at all these guys right here, and let's do sample fire. This is our dragon's breath. So we do our dragon's breath, but you can see like he's still just doing, oh, the generic hand waving. That was really weird. Wow. Okay, I have to fix a couple of the animations here, but yeah, that's what I mean by clean up this package. Anyway, same thing for the ice. Basically, we do the sample ice move, and it's just like the generic arm waving. So I realized the reason for that is because if we go into example ice shards channeled ability right here, you can see he's actually supposed to be doing like this casting forward thing, the Mickey Mouse thing, right? But he didn't, and that's just because I think the way my animator controller is set up, I'm actually trying to replace by name. So I will probably want to maybe like set the default casting animation or something like in the system configuration manager. But basically, yeah, we got a little bit of cleanup to do, tiny little bit. You know, some of our buttons are gray, they should be orange, and casting animations are not working. But when we go and we select all of our scenes now, I think we're finally at a place where every single thing in our game, or I mean in this package anyway, is going to be public domain or created by us, which is public domain by default because I release everything under public domain. And when I post this to the Unity Asset Store, I'm going to definitely put a license on it. So unlike the other packages in the Asset Store where you have to contact the author, I'm just going to automatically give anybody permission to redistribute it. I'll have to put an attribution license on it just because some of the stuff I have included requires attribution, but you know, whatever. I don't really care. My stuff, you can even claim it's yours. Doesn't bother me. It's all free and open source for everybody to use and improve on. Cool. So we got all this stuff. Let's look back at the include dependencies list again. Great. Okay. Yeah, so now we're grabbing the standard double-sided from the Rhino import. Wow. Okay, so I gotta fix that then, I guess. I swear this was probably another one of those cases where these guys just packaged a standard asset with their stuff. So fine. Actually, you know what I want to do? We have on the asset store the standard assets package. Let me just see if I can find that. And if I try to import it, let's see. Wow, I gotta re-download it, I guess. I think I moved some of the Unity packages out to a separate directory. Okay, so let's see. So if we try to import this, I want to see if it tells us that we have a standard double-sided shader in the Rhino directory. Because if we do, I'm going to delete the one in the Rhino directory and import the one from standard assets, because I want it in the right path. I want it where it should be. So let's take a look at this. Basically, scroll down where? Huh. Just shaders. Okay. Maybe not. See, who would name a shader standard double-sided if it wasn't from like the Unity assets? Huh. That doesn't really make any sense to me. Okay. We have a bumped distortion shader. Let's just keep scrolling down, and the projector light, projector multiply, bumped specular, tune basic. Is standard double-sided supposed to be part of the leaves? Water do not work in VR. Okay, shaders, WaterFX Pro. Fonts. Image Effects Pro only. I wonder if this is like where the standard double-sided is supposed to be. No, I didn't see it in the list there unless I missed something. Okay, well, why is it named standard double-sided? Like, that totally just seems to me like something that Unity should be importing automatically. And generally, like, if there's stuff that's supposed to be in the standard assets package that's in another directory, it would actually show it in the other directory on here. So I'm a little bit confused about that. Let's just Google that, because I expect that anything in that, whoops, Unity Google. Okay, let's try it again. Unity standard double-sided shader. So maybe this isn't produced by Unity? Wow, maybe, okay. Maybe somebody else produced a standard double-sided shader and called it a standard double-sided shader. Because the thing is, like most shaders, when you look at them, like when we go to these materials right here, and you can look at the glow material and the shader right there, basically, like anything that says standard here, you sort of expect that. Oh, what is this? Standard double-sided? And look at this, standard double-sided. Okay. Maybe Unity does produce a standard double-sided and somebody else produces the standard double-sided in brackets. But it's confusing as heck though, because basically anything that has the word standard in front of it, you sort of expect that to be published like by Unity. So let me just try something. Let me go down to the Unity standard double-sided without brackets here and select dependencies, standard double-sided. Weird. No, that's the Rhino one. Okay. What is the Rhino direct? Well, that's odd. I guess when I click on that, I can't get back unless I search this way. Okay. Okay, no, that's really weird. So, like we've got this shader right here, standard double-sided in brackets, but I swear to God, when I chose standard double-sided off of the one without brackets, and then it went and found that one as the one it was relying on. So let's try that again. So if we go to basic colors, yeah, that's totally the bottom one, not the top one. What happens if we choose the top one and we go select dependencies and it finds the same silly Rhino one? Okay. So maybe Unity is like internally doing some magic where it removes special characters and considers that to be the same stand or shader. I don't really know. That's not incredibly clear. So this guy also can't spell shader, right? It's S-H-A-D-E-R. But let's delete that, because I think this could potentially just be causing us more problems than anything. So now we don't have a standard double-sided shader in there. So let's close all of these directories down. And then Okay, so back to our materials, and basic colors and black material transparent, and whoa, okay. So now now we have a standard double-sided shader, and okay, is that actually working now? I think it is. I think we finally have the actual standard double-sided Unity shader in here. Let's see what happens if I go standard specular setup and I choose select dependencies. Same deal, not finding anything. Okay, and if I go, what else here? Black hole, and now I choose select dependencies. Still nothing happens. Weird. Why isn't it finding those? That's so messed up. Like, also over here, I've got a double-sided, which isn't a standard double-sided. So what happens when I go select dependencies there? Wow, this is really confusing. Some of these find shaders on disk. Let's see, like this blush transparent here. Now if I go select dependencies, huh, that's like just totally messed up. Like select dependencies just stopped working or something, maybe. Okay. So there is this double-sided shader, which is in the night import. So I guess that explains that one. There's a PBR double-sided shader, PBR double-sided, and there's a double-sided light spec. Okay. Well, I guess we're just going to have to trial and error this. So let's just select all the transparent ones here, change them to the standard double-sided there. Let's go to File, Save, and then let's grab all our scenes again. And also in the engine, we want to grab the main menu, scenes, character creator, select dependencies. And export package. Oh my god. Alright, so now apparently that standard double-sided shader, which when we right-clicked on the material and chose select dependencies, it was like, hey, no, there's no dependencies for this, but suddenly as soon as you tell it to do a package export, it's like, oh wait, I guess I was dumb before and there actually are dependencies to this. And of course it's in the orc necromant. So This is this is like seriously ridiculous. People, when they make their shaders, should put them in subdirectories rather than letting them go in the base directory with a name like standard in front of it. That is so effing misleading. Standard underscore two-sided. Okay. Oh man, that's ridiculous. Okay. So I'm gonna delete that shader because I'm getting more and more annoyed with every single person who went and packaged a shader in their package and called it standard double-sided. What the heck were they thinking? So let's go back and fix our stuff again. So we can go to prefabs, no, materials, basic colors. Wow, look, we've got an error again, because, okay, and then we have double-sided. I'm scared to figure out who put this one in there. Double-sided. The problem is I actually use these knights. And I really like, I have this feeling that if I delete this, that my knights are going to stop working. Wait. This is not the strong knight. Wait, no, yeah, it is. Okay. Darn. Because I actually need this guy. Hmm. Okay, well, let's go back to our materials here. And what happens if I just go like standard specular setup two-sided? Is that... Okay. Well, I mean, the worst that can happen is I find out that standard specular setup two-sided was also released by somebody who has issues naming things properly. And the best thing that can happen is that it's actually one put out by Unity. And then maybe when I select my dependencies, we don't get all these weird dependencies to rhinoceroses and orc necromancers. So select dependencies again. Yeah, still 1025. Okay, let's see. Export package. Include, oh wait, what's this? Oh, did we, okay, just a second. Animations, yeah, okay. UMA, alright. Engine, okay. Example, okay. That might have been it. That may have been the built-in Unity standard double-sided shader. Of course, it would be called standard specular two-sided rather than standard double-sided. Oh, no, 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 no. Standard specular two-sided shader is over from the Fantasy Forest set. Wow. So, what do you know? Somebody else decided to throw something in there and call it standard when it was not. Thanks, Fantasy Forest set, for getting our hopes up. Okay, so back to the drawing board with these terribly named two-sided shaders. Like, it's definitely not this one. I honestly doubt it's this one because we have a lowercase s on this, and I would assume that Unity. Do we have double-sided here? Like, I don't think we do. Is there like a Unity built-in double-sided shader? Maybe maybe there just isn't, and maybe there just isn't. Like, it seems like one of those things that there should be, but maybe there isn't. Apparently, like, if people are actually writing blogs about it, then huh, that's kind of sad, seriously. Unless I'm missing something, like, how does Unity not have a standard double-sided shader? Pfft, you'll need a double-sided shader. Try these out. Really? Seriously? Unity doesn't have double-sided shaders. Okay. That's really sad. Like, really, really sad. I just assumed that they would have a double-sided shader. It kind of seems like a really, really basic thing that you would want to include, but apparently not. Wow. You need to write your own shader for double-sided. That's pathetic. Like, really pathetic. Okay. Well, that basically solves the mystery. Um, the mystery of why I can't find a Unity built-in double-sided shader, and every time I click on one, I end up in somebody else's directory. So I think I'm going to take this problem offline, figure out what to do about it, figure out whether I want double-sided shaders or not. I kind of do, but I'm going to have to spend some time thinking about it and think about what's the best way to do it, because, well, let's just reopen this here. This right here. Is there a license on this? Like, is this public domain? That's so odd. This is what? This is like a file. It's a single file repository or something, I think. Huh, okay. Who knows? And these ones, of course, like, there's no license listed on them. Hmm. And it looks like they don't have like a website. Oh, there we go. Okay. And if we allow JavaScript so we can get a menu. That's already a really bad sign when people don't have like a default menu. Oh, okay. No, this is one of those like artsy sites where they're like, we're not going to give you a menu because we don't need it because we're so artsy and special. Okay. Well, yeah, no licenses. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm definitely going to take this offline then. This is something that looks like it's maybe going to need a bit of research. Get lots of this stuff where you think something should be like really, really super standard and included, and it's not. In fact, this seems like exactly the type of reason I created this whole project, because we need more public domain stuff that's explicitly public domain so that content creators don't have to go spend hundreds of hours trying to find and hunt down licenses, because that's just really ridiculous. So, as always, if you like this kind of content or you want to see more of it in the future, feel free to thumbs up the videos, subscribe to the Cohesion YouTube channel, or just leave a note in the comments telling me what you would like to see. As always, thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time.